Grand Rising, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you ate some food, drank some water, did your routine, and I hope everybody's feeling positive and mighty today. So let's jump into our discussion. I want to talk about music. What kind of music are you interested in, and why are you interested in it? I'm going to give you guys the little insight about my processes of music. Me personally, I like hip hop, rap. I like some pop songs, but mostly hip hop and rap. Some of my favorite artists are like Juice WRLD, Ski Mask, Lil Darky, which is more like trap, I guess, and Trippie Redd, of course. I'm like going into like a blank space right now. Who do I listen to? Processing. Lil Peep, Lil Pump. I'm just kidding. No, not Lil Pump. A Boogie. My goodness, who do I listen to? Let's see. I'm actually was listening to Lil Darky. Darky Can Rap. That's like one of my favorites right now. I listen to Kali Uchis, Lil Yachty. I listen to Will Armani. A lot of Will Armani. I listen to Autumn, X. Basically, you get the gist of how, like, what kind of music I listen to. Now, when do I listen to music and why do I listen to music? What does it do for me? So, what music does for me is it kind of is like a therapy to me. It kind of makes me feel my emotions even more than I already do. Like, instead of internally feeling your emotions, it's external. And what I mean by that is whatever's going on inside, you can have a feeling, like you have a feeling in your gut that something's like gonna go like sideways or something. And when I listen to a song that comforts that sense of how I feel, it makes that internal feeling become external and it pushes it out of me. It doesn't drain me, but more so releases whatever tension, sadness, hype, anything. It makes it real. It's taking an idea and making it a real concept. And by the way, guys, I got 7-Eleven pumpkin spice. If you guys have not tried it, go try it now because it's the season. It's cold. I have to warm it up. I'm at school. I'm on my break. But let me get a sip of this. Anyways, so yeah, music really takes my emotions and makes it into a real concept for me. And what that does for me, it makes it so that I either, like if I'm feeling hype internally and I want to like rock out or like be in a vibe where I'm like chilling. Like lately I've been listening to Lil Darky because I've been feeling like powerful in my own energy with my own self, feeling like I'm conquering so much more than what the depression and anxiety makes me feel. But when I'm feeling sad, I listen to like Autumn songs, which I know, like this one song, One Way by Autumn. That song really hits. Or I listen to Will Armani. He hasn't released this song, but Brent V2 is what I listen to. Songs that really speak about, or at least express, sadness and going through deep phases. Oh, I also listen to Suicide Boys. While their music is more upbeat, it talks about real shit. The same with X and the same with Lil Peep. So when I'm feeling sad, it's kind of like my comfort and it gives me a sense of I'm not the only one going through this, or there's somebody else out there that understands, even if they're not here anymore. Like also Juice WRLD has really been comforting me lately. Because when you get stuck in your mind, or like if you're feeling like sadness internally, you can't really talk about it, or you don't want to bring anybody else down, you kind of internalize that and it builds up in here, and it makes, at least for me, it builds up in here and it makes me feel like literally sick to my stomach. Not even to my stomach, but literally in my chest. It makes me feel queasy. And I need a sense of comfort. And like I wrap myself with like a blanket and I listen to music. People can call that wallowing, but at the same time, it's my way of expressing how I feel rather than damaging myself, like self-harm or crashing out, like raging. So to me, it's therapy. Like I said before, it's therapy. And every time I also feel like sad, I try to hype myself up. But I don't know if you guys also feel this, but if you do, talk to me about it in the comments or DM me or anything. I kind of can't substitute if I'm feeling down or down in the dumps or like sad or anxious. If it makes me feel slow, like my mind is working slow, I can't listen to like a Ski Mask song, or I can't listen to like Lil Darky. It just makes me feel off. I try, like trust me, I try to do that, to try to like get myself out of it and like hype myself up instead of feeling the sadness, or at least expressing my sadness with the music. But it just doesn't sit well within my chest and my soul. So that's kind of like a struggle that I've been going through, or at least I go through sometimes. Music, I think for a lot of people, some people just don't listen to music at all. Some people can drive in a car and just listen to nothing. I don't know if you do that, but if you do that, can you please explain to me how that happens? And like, what's the process? Like, do you just think? Like, be aware of your surroundings? Like, what is going on in your head? Or it's like there's nothing going on? Like, please explain that to me, because I want to understand that process too, because I can't. It's also, some people use it, and even me sometimes, use it as a distraction. And you can listen to a song to try to run away from how you feel. Especially when I'm feeling down. Like, if I'm feeling down, I really like self-isolate, and I try to listen to music to get away from me wanting to like do drugs or self-harm or break stuff or argue with people and be mad and have an attitude. Like, sometimes I just use music to make me go numb and make my emotions and my mental just stop. And with that comes in writing. I also want to talk to you guys about that too. Writing really, I know my therapist is like, sometimes it's not helpful. Sorry, Dr. Master, I'm sorry, but when I'm feeling a lot internally in my chest and I try to run away from that and distract myself with music and numb myself, if I really want to like damage myself or run away, use drugs, I sit down on my floor in front of my bed and I get out my notebook, and I have pages and pages and pages of journaling, and I call it like my writing. I use that writing, and I literally think what I'm thinking, I write down. I don't like think about what I'm gonna write. I don't sit there and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna write about? Let's see, like, how am I gonna be able to process my internal thoughts and put it on a piece of paper? I don't do that. Whatever is going on in my head, like right now, cheese and crackers and milk cheese and goat cheese. If I'm thinking that, like how I said it out loud, that's what I was thinking, I write it down. And I'm reading it as I'm writing it. So it's kind of like I'm processing everything that I'm saying. And sometimes, not gonna lie, it could be confusing because my mind jumps from one thing to another all the time. So if I'm like trying to write about how I feel, and I'm like, I feel very sad, like I want to hurt myself, I want to do this, I want to do that to myself, and then I could be like, well, alright bro, like, what are you gonna do about it? Look at this tree, it's so like colorful and it's so beautiful, but that car is pretty ugly. The Versa in front of me is kind of annoying. And then I go back to, well, what's really going on in my head? I don't really like myself. my self-image is low. But hey, what am I gonna, like, that's an example. And that actually is how it goes on in my head and on a piece of paper. And what that does for me, what I do with it is lately I haven't been looking back at it and reading what I wrote, because like I said before, my therapist is like, sometimes it's not really helpful to reread negativity that you're expressing onto a piece of paper. And I'm not gonna lie, he's right. He's right sometimes. But not gonna lie, sometimes I need to read that in order to boost myself up, in order to make myself do something about what I wrote about. I'm not just saying like fix it and be positive immediately. No, it takes time to learn how to get yourself up from a situation like that. When I do reread it, I listen to music at the same time. Sometimes I can't listen to music. And whatever the song is making me feel, and whatever I wrote down that I felt, and then what I was thinking, I kind of view it from a third person point of view. And I look down on it, and I literally say this to myself: does my younger self deserve this right now? And I feel guilty by feeling and rereading and seeing what's going on inside of me that I either don't talk to anybody else about, or I isolate myself, or even if I talk about it, but I don't really, it takes time for me to get myself up. It helps me do something about it. Like I clean my room, or I do like my skincare and take care of my skin, or take care of my hair, play with my hair, or I watch Chowder. Lately I've been watching Chowder, and I just comfort myself. Because sometimes that's really what you need, just like a hug. And if nobody can give you a hug, give a hug to yourself. Like literally, I go like this, or wrap yourself in a blanket, or hug a plushie if you have one. I have a plushie my boyfriend gave me, and I've really been attached to it, like holding it close to me, and I speak to it, and I'm like, like I don't want to feel like this. I want myself to grow, and I want to be able to do things that are going to benefit my future for my younger self. Going back to that, what would she want to see from me, and that sadness that she felt, or that and I'm feeling now? What am I going to do to elevate her and myself? I know, like, I have borderline personality disorder, so I split a lot, and splitting is looking at yourself in different points of a human being. Instead of looking at yourself as one whole being with every single thing that you went through in life, every single emotion, everything that you've been through, I look at myself like as my child self, my middle-aged self, myself when I went through certain like traumas or certain happy events. I look at myself like that. So when I split, I really try to comfort each and every single one of those people that I am. And I know that I'm one person, but splitting sometimes motivates me to get up and heal the parts of me that I didn't get to heal before. And I try to think about what they thought about and what they wished for, and become it, and write it, and do it. I know lately I haven't been recording, I haven't been really making music, and I'm not going to say school is my excuse. I have school, yes, and I have a lot of homework, and it's kind of a little stressful, but it's more so me being anxious that I'm going to fail, especially with school and music, and I'm not going to be able to do anything with what I'm working for. But that's also where writing comes in and music comes in. It's all like a conjoined inkworm or inchworm. It's all a conjoined inchworm, or like a caterpillar, or a slug, or a snail. But what do you guys think about music? How does it help you? Or how does it not help you? Why do you listen to music? What does music make you feel? How do you use music to elevate yourself? Or if you elevate yourself with music? Or if music brings you down? Do you write about it? Have you tried writing but it doesn't help? What makes you feel comfort? What makes you comfortable? And if you feel uncomfortable, how do you comfort yourself? What key things can help you? Music, writing, blankets, people, going outside, grounding, walking, exercise. What is it like for you? Thank you guys for listening. And our next topic, I'm going to give you guys a little hint. It's about something that damages our human bodies and mind. But thank you guys for listening. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell because I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Peace, love, and blessings. God bless you all. And I want you to take a deep breath. And exhale. Because at the end of the day, everything is going to be okay. I promise you. Peace, love, and blessings.